You're trying to eat healthy, but what if some of the foods marketed as good for you are slowly destroying your liver? Not just harming it, setting the stage for heart disease, chronic fatigue, and liver failure. You might have a few of them in your kitchen right now. Even if you think you're doing everything right, this is something you need to see, because by age 60, over 40% of people have developed non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which so-called healthy foods are quietly damaging your liver, and what you can do right now to start reversing the effects. Let's start with one of the worst offenders, agave syrup. It's actually worse than sugar. If you've been trying to cut out refined sugar, you've probably seen agave syrup marketed as this natural choice. You'll spot it in health food stores, organic snacks, and even stuff labeled for diabetics. Sounds great, right? Well, it's not all it's cracked up to be. What the companies selling this stuff don't tell you is that agave syrup is actually harder on your liver than regular sugar. Agave syrup can contain up to 90% fructose, way more than the 55% fructose in high fructose corn syrup, that's in sodas and processed foods. Here's the thing, unlike glucose, which pretty much every cell in your body can use for energy, fructose can only be processed by your liver. So when you pour agave onto your morning yogurt, your liver has to deal with all of that fructose at once. This is where something called de novo lipogenesis becomes a problem. De novo lipogenesis is actually one of your body's clever survival tricks. When you eat more than you need, your liver turns the extra into fat to save for later. Usually this process works fine and stays in check, but when you flood your liver with fructose, the system goes haywire. Instead of storing a little fat for a rainy day, your liver starts producing way too much, and this fat gets stuck inside your liver cells. That's how non-alcoholic fatty liver disease starts, and it only gets worse from there. Too much fructose doesn't just increase liver fat, it also makes your liver resist insulin. Over time, this can lead to high blood sugar that won't go down, weight gain, and eventually type 2 diabetes. At the same time, as fat builds up, it raises triglycerides in your blood, clogging up your arteries and making you more likely to have a heart attack or stroke. So what can you use instead? If you still want something sweet, raw honey is a better bet, but use it sparingly. It still has fructose, but less than agave. Plus, it's got some powerful antioxidants, polyphenols, and trace minerals that actually help protect your body. Stevia or monk fruit are good options too. They're natural, have no calories, and won't overload your liver with fructose. Just make sure to read the label carefully. A lot of brands add fillers that aren't doing you any favors. If you just want to bring out the natural sweetness without adding any sweetener, try cinnamon or vanilla extract. They won't make things taste sweet exactly, but they'll enhance the flavor without messing with your blood sugar or causing fat to build up in your liver. In fact, they're actually pretty good for your liver health. Next, let's talk about the low-fat craze. You've probably heard that low-fat foods are the way to go, that they'll help you lose weight, lower cholesterol, and protect your heart. But here's what actually happens behind the scenes. When manufacturers remove fat from food, they need to add something else to make it palatable. Usually that something is sugar, refined starches, and artificial additives. Exactly what harms your liver the most. Take a look at low-fat yogurt. Compare the labels of full-fat and low-fat versions, and you'll almost always find the low-fat option packed with extra sugar. That sugar doesn't just vanish after you eat it. Your liver has to process every gram, and when it's overwhelmed, it converts excess sugar into fat. This process really strains your liver and spikes your insulin levels, setting the stage for metabolic problems down the road. This pattern goes beyond just yogurt. Low-fat salad dressings, peanut butter, and granola bars all replace useful fats with sugars, and fillers that cause much more harm than the fat they're replacing. Fat's been demonized for decades, but avoiding it isn't necessarily the best move. It actually depends entirely on the type of fat. Your liver needs healthy fats to function properly. These fats slow down sugar absorption, helping keep blood sugar levels stable. They also support bile production, which is crucial for breaking down toxins and digesting nutrients. Stable fats like olive oil are super helpful for your health. We'll talk about oils more thoroughly soon, as some common cooking oils can cause serious damage. But the key takeaway is, if you're still avoiding fat, you might be doing your liver a disservice. The real culprits to watch out for are processed, low-fat products, loaded with sugar, along with the harmful oils we'll talk about shortly. Choose full-fat Greek yogurt instead of low-fat varieties. It keeps you full for longer and helps maintain muscle health, thanks to its high protein content. Rather than buying low-fat salad dressing, try making your own with olive oil, lemon juice, and a bit of mustard or garlic. It tastes better and helps your body absorb more nutrients from your veggies. Instead of low-fat snacks, stick with real foods like avocados, nuts, and whole eggs, which contain the healthy fats your body actually needs. Speaking of snacks, granola and protein bars might look healthy on the surface, but are they really? The packaging makes them seem like the perfect on-the-go snack, packed with fiber, protein, and nutrition. But when you take a closer look at the ingredients list, you'll see what's really inside. Most of these bars are basically candy bars with fancier marketing. Your average granola bar is loaded with sugar, high fructose corn syrup, and refined grains, all ingredients that force your liver to work overtime, turning sugar into fat. Protein bars aren't much better, sadly. A lot of them use low-quality protein sources. They're often stuffed with soy protein isolate, which is just a highly processed leftover from making soybean oil. Soy protein isolate is a far cry from real food. It's been stripped of the natural nutrients, often processing using nasty chemical solvents like hexane, and has been linked to hormone issues, digestive problems, and mineral deficiencies. Some studies suggest it might even act like estrogen in your body, which could be a real problem if you're already dealing with hormone imbalances. These ingredients are cheap, nasty, and ultra-processed junk. Real protein sources are a whole different ballgame. When you eat eggs, meat, or chia seeds, you're getting protein plus vitamins, healthy fats, and amino acids that actually help your metabolism and liver function properly. When you need a quick bite, real food is way better for you. Grab a handful of nuts and seeds, a boiled egg, or some Greek yogurt with fruit. These options will keep you full for longer without messing with your hormones. At number 3, breakfast cereal is another so-called healthy food that's actually wreaking havoc on many people's health. Cereal is one of the worst things you can eat first thing in the morning, and it's not just because of the sugar. The real problem is the grains themselves. Even those so-called healthy cereals made with whole wheat or oats contain something called amylopectin A. This fast-digesting starch naturally occurs in wheat, oats, and corn, the main ingredients in most breakfast cereals. The issue with amylopectin A is how quickly your body turns it into sugar. As soon as you take your first bite, enzymes in your saliva start breaking it down into glucose. This glucose floods your bloodstream even faster than if you'd eaten plain table sugar. Starting your day this way kicks off a nasty cycle. Your blood sugar shoots up, then crashes. Your liver scrambles to deal with the extra glucose, which speeds up fatty liver development. Every time this happens, you're one step closer to insulin resistance and metabolic problems. But there's more to worry about. Glycation. When too much sugar floats around in your blood, it sticks to protein and messes them up. Over time, this damage piles up, making you age faster, hardening your arteries, and upping your heart disease risk. Don't fall for those whole grain labels either. The amylopectin A is still there. Your blood sugar still spikes, and the damage keeps building up without you noticing. The same thing happens with toast. Whether you go for white, whole wheat, or fancy multigrain bread, you're still eating a breakfast that hurts as opposed to helping your body. The best choice is to eat foods high in protein and healthy fats. Try 2 eggs with half an avocado sprinkled with sea salt. Or full-fat Greek yogurt topped with chia seeds and fresh berries. A high-protein smoothie made with avocado, coconut milk, banana, flaxseed, and a handful of frozen blueberries works great too. Add a little cocoa in there for a healthy chocolate version and extra cocoa energy punch. These options give you steady, lasting energy without the sugar spikes and crashes, keeping you full and focused for hours. Next, one of the biggest travesties of all, industrial seed oils. You've probably heard that seed oils like canola, soybean, and sunflower oil are heart-healthy choices. They're in salad dressings, margarine, mayonnaise, and most processed foods. But the truth is, these are some of the most damaging ingredients in the modern diet. So how did we end up eating so much of them? It goes back to the 1970s, when saturated fat became the villain. A researcher named Ansel Keys promoted the idea that saturated fat caused heart disease, an idea that stuck, even though his data left out countries that didn't fit the narrative. The government followed suit, launching a war on fat that shaped decades of food policy. Suddenly, butter was out, and cheap seed oils were in. Food companies loved it. Seed oils are inexpensive, easy to produce in bulk, and have a long shelf life. And they can apparently be marketed as heart-healthy thanks to the low saturated fat content, even though they're ultra-processed and chemically extracted. Here's the problem. Seed oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids, particularly linoleic acid. Your body does need some omega-6s, but the modern diet has thrown the balance way off. People today consume 20 times more omega-6 than omega-3 on average. That's a problem, because omega-6s are highly inflammatory. Inflammation damages blood vessels, promotes fat buildup in the liver, and is linked to heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. And it gets worse. These oils oxidize easily, meaning they break down into toxic byproducts when exposed to heat, light, and air. When you cook with them, they produce harmful compounds like aldehydes and free radicals that damage your organs. Soybean oil is a perfect example. It's one of the most widely used cooking oils in the world. Yet research shows it massively increases heart and liver disease. So what should you use instead? Stick to stable, healthy fats that can handle heat without turning toxic. Extra virgin olive oil is perfect for low to medium heat cooking and drizzling over salads. It's far more stable than seed oils thanks to its low linoleic acid content, and is packed with beneficial antioxidants. Coconut oil, ghee, and avocado oil are great for high heat cooking because they're naturally resistant to oxidation. And don't be afraid of butter, as long as it's a quality grass-fed butter. Before we get to number 1, if this information is useful, please click the like button, it really helps. To see more from us, click subscribe and turn notifications on. And at number 1, artificial sweeteners. These chemicals are marketed as 0-calorie, blood sugar friendly, and safer than sugar. Really? Compounds like aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin disrupt your gut, damage liver cells, and skyrocket inflammation. And the claim that they help with weight loss is highly contestable. Multiple studies suggest that they often make it harder. When you taste something sweet but don't get any calories, your body gets confused. It responds by ramping up cravings and storing more fat. That's why people who use artificial sweeteners often end up gaining weight and wrecking their metabolic health in the process. If you want to protect your liver, your metabolism, and your brain, cut them out completely. Honey, stevia, and monk fruit are better natural options. But the ultimate health goal is to retrain your taste buds and reduce your overall need for sweet flavors. Sugar hijacks your brain like an addiction. Just like any addiction, it can be broken. Studies show that in as little as 2 weeks, cravings fade, taste buds reset, and real food starts tasting better than ever. And if you're already putting in the effort to cut back on sugar, don't fall into the artificial sweetener trap. You're replacing one problem with another. They're not food, they're lab-engineered chemicals. Those are the fake, healthy foods to avoid. So what should you eat? Next, watch our video on 7 fantastic foods to clean fatty liver. Just click the image on screen. Thanks for watching.